Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the collective for January 3rd, 2020. This is a reading for all signs, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Today is a very special day. It's my brother's birthday, so please send your well wishes out to a dear Cappy whose birthday is today. All right, you guys, I'm just going to ask that while I'm doing this reading, you go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment and share if and only if that's something that you like to do. And don't forget to ring that bell if you guys want to get notifications. Yep, let's go ahead and let's get started. So this is a reading for all signs for January 3rd, 2020. So spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and spirit guides. What messages do you have for the collective January 2020? What messages do you have? That Capricorn Devil card came out. What messages do you have for the collective January 2020? What messages do you have for the collective January 2020? Messages for the collective January 2020. You'll notice this reading is a little bit different than my other weekly readings. I accidentally deleted the reading that I had today before I uploaded anything. All right, so the overall energy here is some sort of healing, some sort of rest, some sort of rejuvenation. The Four of Swords is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So you might be exhibiting these qualities, or you might be dealing with somebody who is exhibiting these qualities. But it looks like, there was some sort of heartbreak, some sort of sadness, some sort of disappointment that's really had you sort of on the mend, pulling back, trying to figure out how you can have the healing in place, or how you can get your healing in place so that you can move forward once again. The Tower in reverse shows me that it was something that was quite, earth-shattering for you, could have been quite difficult, or it could be you just sort of breaking down your old negative behavior patterns that no longer work for you as we move into 2020. But here you're cleaning up the aftermath of some sort of disaster, or some sort of issue that you've had at work, maybe an issue you've had in your relationship, maybe it's a breakup, maybe it's a loss of a job, or maybe it's just you and your New Year's resolutions deciding that you need to make some sort of a change. The Queen of Swords in reverse indicates in another Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, somebody who is very ambitious, somebody who's very smart, somebody who's very assertive, but to the point of being cruel with their words. And also, if you're not on board exactly with them, they can get quite mean. This is somebody who is also not being generous and not being kind. So please do be careful that it's not your energy. Make sure that you're also being kind and generous to yourself at this time. Especially as we make New Year's resolutions, most people do, or, with new moon wishes and Capricorn, whatever it might be, do make sure that you are not being too hard on yourself. Show yourself some love, show yourself some compassion, because it looks like here you guys are dealing with a lot, and there's something either you've, fallen off the wagon, or you've disappointed yourself, or somebody has disappointed you or hurt you, but there is some sort of healing that needs to take place. Okay, and I get that, divine timing is also going to be at work. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. So the message I'm really getting is like, take one step at a time, put one foot in front of the other. All right, I've automatically, wow, look at this. I have 3 4s on the table. Remember 4s? Sorry, I'm just one moment. I'm just fixing something. 4s are all about our manifestations, our foundations, and they're all about endurance. And it's all about that stability. I love that. I love that energy for you guys. We have 3 4s coming out, and then we have 2 2s. So it's like 4 4s. This is your stability. This is your mental, emotional, physical, financial stability here that's at stake. That Spirit is saying it's really, really pertinent, very important that whatever mess you feel like you've made, or anything bad that has happened, that you take that time out to deal with this issue and nip it in the bud so that you can clean up, clear, and move forward into 2020 with love, abundance, health, and happiness. The Four of Cups indicates Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, and the Four of Cups is also expressing some sort of disappointment. But it is also, this person is looking at these 3 cups and saying, where did the contents go? What happened? Where did I go wrong? But the universe here is offering him a blessing that he's either ignoring or he can't see. All right, and he might not be able to see because it looks like things have gotten pretty hectic for you. Okay, Queen of Swords in reverse, Tower in reverse. Okay, somehow, you're dealing with cleaning up the aftermath of some sort of discord, something that you feel like was a bit of a calamity in your life. Now, it could be in your love life, it could be at work, it could be at home, or it could be what you have inside. Your relationship with you and your higher self. Again, I'm getting for a lot of people, be compassionate with yourself. Love yourself, okay? If you set a goal, okay, let's say it's sobriety, or it's I'm going to get into my health routine, or, I'm no longer going to enable somebody who, I've been enabling in their addiction or something, anything like that. If you weren't, and you said you're going to start, January 1st, if you weren't able to do that, please don't sit here and beat yourself up about it. That's the message I'm getting from Spirit. Yes, you have to clean things up. Start now, okay? Don't say, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. No, you start right now. It doesn't matter how many times you fall off the wagon. It doesn't matter how many times you stumble or if you fall. Okay, you have to start now, and you can't be too hard on yourself. And don't let this emotional disappointment get in the way of you seeing the miracles that you are being offered. Okay, and it's really, really important that you focus on this point of attraction. All right, because here in my meditation before this reading, it was all about the thoughts that we think and how they frame how we see the world. Now, when you master yourself, you're able to change your reality. Okay, you're able to change that point of attraction. But there are a lot of thoughts that we don't even realize that we think because we've been thinking them for so long that now they've become body memory. All right, and those are the thoughts that is the stuff that we have to deal with, and that's what I see happening here in this Four of Cups. I see somebody who doesn't even realize that they're missing this blessing, or they're ignoring this blessing because they don't even realize, okay, that they're focusing on the negatives in their lives, and they're beating themselves up, and they're disappointed, and they're feeling like I'm always the victim, or why me? All right, Spirit is saying, there's some sort of contract, some sort of celebration. There's something here that there's a real cause for happiness. Even if, you said, all right, December 31st, I'm going to start, I'm going to stop drinking, or I'm going to, get healthy, or what have you. All right. And that didn't come to fruition, but there's so much in your life to be grateful for that, one little setback or a stumble or falling off the wagon or whatever it might be is not cause enough for you to completely implode or come down hard on yourself. I feel like some of you need to really, think about the way that you speak to yourselves and the information that you're giving yourselves, your negative self-talk, and try to reframe it as if when you catch yourself saying these negative things, if someone were saying that to your best friend, how would you reframe that? How would you tell them to deal with the situation that you're dealing with, and start treating yourself as your best friend? For some of you, this is also inner child work as well that I'm seeing. Now, the Two of Pentacles, this is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy, and this is all about finding balance. This is you working really hard. This is you I feel like you're coming out like guns a-blazing, and it's like, all right, I've had this sort of, I have my New Year's resolutions, January 1st or, January 2nd, I'm going to start, and if you haven't exercised in 6 months or 3 months, and you've been eating junk food, and you've been drinking, and you've been partying, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, or you've been enabling someone, or you've been in this relationship, one giant abrupt change is going to be very, very, difficult on your system. It could be a huge shock to your system. So I never recommend, right? Like if you want to start going to the gym, you don't go and work out for 3 hours and lift as many weights as you can and then go for a run and then only eat, cucumbers or something like that, something ridiculous. Your body will be in such a shock. So it's really important that you do everything and that you come from a place of balance, that you slowly integrate these changes. Obviously, if it's something, like it's some sort of chemical dependency or detox, yes, sometimes we do have to stop that abruptly. But for the majority of you who are just making or wanting to make lifestyle changes, it's all about balance. It's all about that integration. And when you fall off the wagon, guess what? That's okay. You get right back on. Don't beat yourself up. Don't let this disappointment get in the way of you healing and then ultimately you clearing these negative behaviors or thought patterns or relationships or what have you, okay? Because the important part here, Spirit is saying, the important part here is the healing process, and it's not going to take place 1 or 2 or 3 days into the new year. Now, for example, if some of you were like, well, I'm going to be sober, for X amount of time, and guess what? Last night somebody invited you for a glass of wine and you drank it. It's not the end of the world. But you know what? You start integrating healthy behaviors, healthy thought processes, healthy behaviors into your relationships with other people as well. Because for some of you, it's like, all right, I'm no longer going to enable this person, or I'm no longer going to be in a situation where somebody treats me X, Y, and Z. But at the same time, provided that it's not a super unhealthy, toxic, abusive relationship, if you want to change, contents of your relationship with somebody, it's not going to go black to white in one day. It's going to be a big shock to the relationship and to your system. So it's all about integrating these changes and this balance in a very balanced and, in a very balanced way. All right. The Two of Wands says, guess what? This is important. This is the study. This is you guys make sure that you see that you can do and manifest anything that you put your mind to. All right. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This is all about the passion. This is all about the planning. And as the days go on, the changes in your own behavior that you want to make, they're going to have to evolve with you. Because it sounds great when you've had a few drinks on December 31st to tell yourself, yeah, I'm not going to drink for 6 months. I'm not going to eat, any carbs. I'm going full on keto for 6 months. And guess what? That's maybe not realistic. Yes, we can do that to ourselves. And we can torture ourselves. Obviously, healthy behavior patterns, again, like if it's some sort of detox issue with alcoholism, yes, then there does need to be an abrupt stop, but it also needs to evolve with you. Why don't you start just integrating, if you want to do something like a keto diet, why don't you start doing 2 meals out of 3? The first couple of weeks, like trying to integrate. Don't just cut out everything that has carbs or that isn't keto. It's going to be a huge shock to your system. So Spirit here is saying the importance here of balance, the importance of maintaining your stability, the importance of evolving and manifesting what it is that you truly want and what it is you truly need. Sometimes the path that we take to get to our manifestations is a little bit different or a little bit longer or a little bit windier than what we would really like, right? Because we would all love to say, boop, I'm going to hit the reset button January 2nd. I'm no longer drinking. I'm no longer eating carbs. I'm no longer doing X, Y, and Z. I'm out of here, X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. I just keep getting like all of these thoughts, all of these things that like, yes, it's important to manifest. Yes, you can manifest anything and everything that you want, but you have to do it in a very stable, balanced, and grounded way. And that way you'll actually be successful. All right, because the ultimate end game here, you guys, is success. So I'm going to pull a few additional messages for the collective for January 3rd, 2019. Now remember, in this Capricorn season, also with eclipse season, our new moon in Capricorn that we had, it's really important that you're working towards your goals steadily, that you that you do your daily practice. And it's okay if you stumble and fall. But if you start, remember, it takes 21 days to make make a habit, to create a habit. Yin and yang, 22, look at that, another 4 coming out. Balance. You need balance, okay? You need to do the work. You can't just go totally extreme one day to the next. First chakra, Archangel Michael. This is your root chakra. This is your base chakra. This is all about your sense of belonging. Okay, this is all about your foundations. This whole reading is all about foundations. All right, 5 and 3 adds up to 8. Okay, we've got 4s, we've got 4, 4, we've got 8. I mean, 8s are all about manifestations. Your manifestations, this is where they start from. This is where they come from. This is your foundation. What is it that you need to work on to create a strong foundation so that you are successful with whatever it is you want to manifest? Okay, whether that's New Year's resolutions, whether that's new moon resolutions, whether it's just you find yourself after a little bit of evaluation and a little bit of a tough spot saying, has anything changed on my path? Do I need anything different? How have what I'm trying to manifest, does that need to evolve as I change and as I grow and as I change my belief system? My point of attraction is also going to change, and the lens with which and how I see the world. I think this is amazing. The synchronicity that's showing up in this reading is absolutely incredible here, you guys. All right, so for those of you that do energy work, this root chakra, okay, the first chakra, your base chakra, is very important, making sure that you're grounded and that you're stable. All right, and you know that your foundations have been properly laid, because look here, we do see the Tower in reverse. And that's like a shaky foundation. So if this speaks to you as far as a relationship is concerned, where can you patch up the holes in that foundation? And if something is built on a shaky foundation, it's likely that it won't last. So it might be better to bring that tower down and start over. Okay, and it could be with somebody else or in a different situation. Okay, or it could just be like going back to the basics. All right. Additional message for the collective, January 3rd, 2020. Man holding a coin. Interesting. All right, more sort of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. For me, this is all about planning. This is all about staying on your horse. This is all about, this to me is like the Knight or the King of Pentacles. But this is somebody who is dedicated to their daily practice and committed to change. And they realize that it's not going to happen overnight, that it's going to take time, it's going to take practice. But then again, it's so important that you stay on that horse, that you keep your eye on the prize, and it doesn't matter how many times you stumble and fall. Okay, but 2019, we had a lot of energies where you were trying to do stuff and you kept running into roadblocks. And the same thing for me, it was always like I keep trying to do the same thing over and over and over again, and I just couldn't get there. But 2020 is different. The energies here are different, especially Capricorn. This is very Capricornian energy. The goat will tirelessly go anywhere and everywhere to get to eat that next tuft of grass. You have to do the same thing. You have to persevere. And guess what, you guys? You will. Okay, you will. There's no doubt about it. All right, additional messages for the collective, January 3rd, 2020. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Yeah, exactly. And guess what? If you fall off that horse and then you just sit there and you, excuse my language, but you just shit on yourself for doing so, guess what? That's not really helping you attain your goal. Do you want to achieve your goals or not? Guess what? It might take a little bit longer if you stumble a few times, but at least you keep going. All right, and that's the message here. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. This for you guys, I'm seeing this is all about forgiving yourself. And that's the message that I've been getting so loud and so clear here from Spirit. The importance of you're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. Do be committed to yourself, be committed to your goals, understand that they might not all happen in the allotted time period that most of us have set these crazy time periods to achieve something that normally takes 6 months, and we want to achieve it in a month. No, guess what? Also build in that time, build in rest period, build in healing, and then also build in time for mistakes, for falling off that horse. I mean, it's super essential, you guys. And to be realistic and love yourself. And when you catch yourself saying negative things or having negative belief patterns or something, or negative, behaviors towards yourself, just say, hey, would I let anybody talk to my best friend or my child that way? No way. No way. You would lay into them. You would light them up. And it's something that I do. I catch myself doing it. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Let's change this narrative. Let's change this point of attraction. Let's change this focus. Final message for the collective, January 3rd, 2020. Mother Mary, expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Yep, divine timing, you guys. Divine timing is at work. It feels like nothing's going on at all, but there's so much happening, okay? But you need to have faith. You need to persevere. You need to forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. You need to forgive yourself for the decisions that you've made that weren't in your best interest. But you need to stop worrying, because that's not going to get you anywhere. Foundation, stability, balance. That's what we need. That's going to get you where you want to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment and share. Ring that notification bell if you guys want to get updates. And remember that I love you guys so much. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day.